Hello, I am live on Instagram. Hello there. Awesome. Okay, am I live? Yes, I am. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of Between the Covers. What is Between the Covers? What an interesting title of a show. Why is it called that? What does it mean? As you're watching this broadcast, please do say hello, tap the screen, let us know where you're watching from, and share this out if you find this of worth and value. Hello there, 52 weeks later, hello. So who am I first of all? If you're watching for the first time, my name is Daniela Blacknart. I'm an author, book journey mentor, founder of a company called Conscious Dreams Publishing. We work with authors from all over the world to help them to get their powerful messages and stories in the form of professional books. Behind me here on this bookshelf, if you're on Instagram, it's over there. If you're on Facebook, it's over there, are just some of the 125 plus books that we have published over the last 5 years. I'm absolutely passionate about providing a platform for unseen, unheard authors that they can have their stories shared, voices heard. Is that better 52 weeks later? Apparently there's a bit of buzzing on Instagram. Oh no! So they can have their voices heard and stories shared so they can educate, inspire and empower for generations to come. So I'm just going to do a quick sound check because I'm told that the sound's a bit dodgy. If you're watching on Facebook, please can you let me know if the sound is okay? If you're watching on Instagram, can you also let me know if the sound is okay? I'd be very, very grateful because the last thing we want is to listen to a really muffled sound. So just to share a little bit about the show. Hey there, Jameson, nice to see you. Hey, can you let me know if the sound is okay? Because some people on Instagram are saying it's a bit dodgy. So if you can let me know, that'd be great. Yeah. So as I was saying, over the last 5 years, we've published over 130 books. I'm absolutely passionate about providing an platform for unseen, unheard authors so that they can have their voices shared and stories shared so that they can inspire and empower and educate for generations to come. Last week we had an amazing author called Jodie Barima who published a book called Jojo and the Indincros, and we spoke about diversity and representation in publishing. Did you know that in 2018 only one book in the top 100 best-selling children's books featured a character, and I don't like this term, but it's a term used in the report, BAME, Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic Characters. One book featured a character from a Black, Asian, Minority, Ethnic background. That character was called Lanky Len, who was a burglar. To me, that is unacceptable, especially the fact that we're living in the UK where 39% of the children who live here are of BAME. I want to have another word because this word that's been ascribed to us kind of lumps everyone who is not white into one pot, and it's not who we are. We're so much more than that. There's so many different facets to our backgrounds, our ethnicity, our race, our culture. But I am going to use this term because this is a term used in the report. Hey Dorothy, nice to see you. Hey River, hey Marathon Runner as well, nice to see you. Please let me know if the sound is okay. If you find this of worth and value, please do share this out. Hit that little triangle at the bottom, there you go, so you can share that out to your followers. That would be amazing. So today, this show, that's what I was talking about before. I was worried about the sound. So this show really is to give a bit of an insight into what it actually takes to create a book. So it's a platform where I introduce authors, whether they're independent authors or indie authors, whether they're published through myself, whether they've self-published, DIY, done it themselves, or whether they've been traditionally published, so that you can get a real insight into what it takes to publish that book. We look at books sometimes in the shelf and we don't understand or really have that insight into what it actually takes to, create that book, to publish that book, to promote that book, to distribute that book. Thank you so much. So this really is going to give you a bit of an insight. And if you have any questions, this is a chance for you really to throw those questions up and engage with the author. It's also a platform where we interview experts within the industry. So it's not just book coaches and authors who are involved. It could be editors, illustrators, typesetters, cover designers, PR people, PR experts. So all facet of people involved in creating a successful book. But today, the lovely author that I'm going to be introducing today, she is a new author. This is her first book called Patricia Morrison. She is a payroll officer and a childminder based in Manchester. She's married with 4 children with a husband, and she runs a Saturday school Football Academy. Shadow and Us, a game of hide and seek, is her first book, which she wrote whilst on furlough during the pandemic of 2019 to 2021. She was largely inspired by her daughter's YouTube short film called Shadow and Us, as well as by the imaginative play of the children she looked after as a childminder. So as I bring her into the broadcast, please do tap the screen, show her some love. This is her very, very first interview. So please do, please send your good wishes to me, because I'm trying to work out how to add her to the broadcast. Please do show her some love as I'm bringing her to the broadcast. Patricia, if you could add yourself to, there you go, I've invited you to video's cutting in and out. Oh gosh, is it still cutting in and out? Okay, hello. The sound is horrendous, so bear with me.
Oh, let me turn my computer.
Hey Karen, nice to see you. Karen's one of our authors as well. Can you please let us know if the sound is okay? So we're having a few little issues. I'm going to put my earphones in. So if you're watching on Facebook, please let me know if the sound is okay. If you're watching on Instagram, can you also let me know if the sound is okay on both of us?
Hi.
Okay. Hi Patricia, how are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. And you?
Awesome. How does it feel to be a published author?
Feels great, yeah. I never thought I'd be one, but yeah, it's great.
Amazing. Leah, could you please let us know if the sound is okay on both mine and Patricia's voice? That would be really helpful. Yep. Hooray! Okay, great. Thank you so much. So tell us, I'm going to show the book. Here we go, Shadow and Us. Yeah. Look at that beautiful illustration, that cover. So what inspired you to actually write this book?
Well, I work with children. I've got an office job as well during the day, and then before working after work, I do childminding. So I'm around lots of little children that's got big imaginations. And my daughter's, there's on a YouTube video on it called Shadow and Us. So yeah, just really being around children, and that really inspired me to. That's why I wrote this book. Exactly.
Amazing. Yeah. Let's rewind that here. Your children have a YouTube channel. Tell me about this.
Yeah, they begged me for ages. They begged me. I'm like, no, I'm not into all that YouTube, because obviously I have to film it all as well. But,
you roped in.
I let them have it. We've done lots of different like fun challenges and things like that. And thought do something different. And it was summertime, and the shadows were on the walls. So let's do like a little mini film of them playing the shadows, playing games and stuff like that, and it works really, really well. And all the children in their school, they really liked it, and they said, "Oh, can you do another one? So we've done another one of it as well. So yeah, had good feedback from it.
Amazing. Can you just remind us where we can watch that again, if you want them to subscribe to your channel?
Yeah, it's Cool Sisters 22. It's on there.
Cool Sisters, don't go yet. Go after this. Cool Sisters 22 on YouTube. I'm going to be following that channel. Amazing. So this all started off organically, just through this, wanting to explore and play and imagine, right?
Well, because I was working because of COVID, I was furloughed, so I was at home, not doing much except for my usual day-to-day cleaning. And I started to do some drawing, which I totally forgot that I was really good at. So I was doing drawings and that, and I got bored of that. I thought, do something else, and decided to write a story based on the girls' little videos I've done. So then that's how I got to write the story, really.
Imagine, amazing. And so what do your children think of the book now?
Oh yeah, they love it, they love it. They love it.
They're all proud mummy's a published author.
Yeah. So they chose their own names as well. They didn't want their own names in it, so I let them choose what names they wanted to name their characters and that. So yeah, so they felt a part of it, and I got inspiration from them and got ideas, and so we worked together really.
Amazing. And can you tell us a little bit about what the story is about?
Yes, it's about two sisters, like my daughters as well, that love to play, adventures, things like that. And one day they came across shadows. Shadows were always there, but the shadows spoke to them. And they're a bit like, hey, why is everybody speaking? But it's really real to them. Then they all got together, played hide and seek, got into a bit of trouble. And the mum came out to see what's going on, and they're telling the mum that, oh, the shadows did it, it wasn't us. And the mum's like, shadows don't talk, they don't move. But they're like, oh, they're pointing at the shadows saying, oh, but they did it. And Mum's like, no. So when the mum went back in, they were speaking to the shadows saying, why didn't you move? Why didn't you show my mum that it was you that did it? And the shadows were like, oh, when you grow older, your imagination kind of fades away. So only you can see me and hear me. But yeah, only children have this special ability, really. But as you grow older, it kind of fades away. Kind of like myself as well, as my drawing and things like that, because that was something I used to always do when I was younger. But you get caught up in life, don't you? Work, family life, and you just kind of put it to the back of your mind and just like a bit like a robot doing your day-to-day job. It's nice for you to, get back into things I used to do as well.
100%. And I think that's, so 52 weeks later says great backstory. Yes. So you're saying, this kind of came about during the lockdown. I think a lot of people during that time, not everyone, but a lot of people had a lot of extra time where they had a different way of utilizing their time. So they might be working from home, also homeschooling at the same time, but they had more time to be in the home and reflect on things that perhaps were hidden skills or talents or try new things. Do you feel, do you know a lot of people who discovered different talents during this time, and how important do you think that is to really harness your gifts and talents like your art?
I think it's really important, actually. It's just basically like finding yourself again, really. I don't think a lot of people realise that they're kind of turning into a different person as they're growing up and getting to work, and but you still got to find your inner self and who you really are, and just look after yourself, really, because I think I spend more time looking after the children and concentrating on them and work, and you forget about yourself sometimes. I think it's really good to reel it back in and get back to what you really love doing, and actually finding time. That's the hardest thing, I think, finding time to do things that you love doing as well.
And it's a real example and beautiful thing for your children to see, mummy doing her own thing and producing her own book.
And what I was teaching them to draw as well. When I was doing my drawings, they're like, oh, you teach me how to draw? That's another thing that came with it. We sat down together, doing some drawings together, and I was teaching them and things like that. So it was great. Got a lot out of it.
That's fantastic. And so when you were, obviously, I can show you a few illustrations here. These were done by an illustrator. But in terms of deciding how the illustrations were going to go, how did you tell us a bit about that process? Did you draw them first and send them to the illustrator?
I didn't draw them. It's easy to copy things and draw it, but to draw the faces are really hard to draw anyway. So I didn't actually draw them myself. But I had an idea of what I wanted, sent them some photos, and I got the children to choose what kind of clothes I think that the girls should wear in it. So I just sent a load of photos over, and it came back with these, and once everyone liked it, I made a couple of twerks on it of what it's done, but and then we decided on this, and we went with that.
Amazing.
Everyone liked it, so.
Tell us a little bit about the process then of, first of all, writing. How easy was it to write the story? Was it something that just flowed, or did you get the children involved, or how did it work for you?
No, I found it okay. It took me quite a while. I didn't just sit and write it in one day. Just over time, I wrote bit by bit, watched the video back, added a few extra bits, and just checked with the girls what they thought as well. They put a little bit into it, and then we just got to the end of the story, and then obviously it got edited and came back to me and things like that. We got there in the end.
Amazing. And in terms of the colours and everything else in the book, was that something that was really thought out, or did you kind of say, right, this is the concept, can you choose the colours to the illustrator?
Some of it was my favourite colours in there, but because in my kind of culture, I think we kind of like to kind of match colours, and I think we have I've got a colour scheme basically. You'll notice it throughout the book, like similar colours that I like, because sometimes adults dress the same as the kids, or the kids dress the same, or maybe a different outfit but the same colours kind of thing. So that's what I kind of brought to the book, what I would normally do. Like my girls, they're a year apart, they're not twins, but I used to always dress them the same as if they're twins. So that's where I got the idea from, with the colours and things.
So lovely, pinks and blues in there as well.
Yeah.
Hi Mavreen, hi Pearlie, nice to see you. So if you've just joined the broadcast, my name is Daniela Bleckner, author, book journey mentor, founder of Conscious Dreams Publishing, interviewing the awesome and amazing Patricia Morrison, who is a new author. Her book is
Yeah.
Shadow and Us. It came out. It came out on the 1st of October, so she is now a published author. She wrote this over lockdown. She came up with the ideas for the illustrations, and the next step after you met the illustrator, tell people about the process from there.
Well, I think I was looking for a publisher first. Anyway, I found a few. At first, actually, I didn't think I'd ever be able to write a book, to publish it. And I wrote it, and I wasn't even going to make a book out of it. But my friend was like, "Oh, why don't you publish it and make it a book?" And I thought they were joking. I was like, "Yeah, right, as if I can do that." But like, yeah, go on. And then, yeah, have done it. So I just Googled, searched different publishers, spoke to them back and forth, emails back and forth, at different prices, looked at them. And then I to be honest, like, oh, I'm not doing it, I can't be bothered. So I think I already emailed you a while ago, and then you got back to me. And I thought, all right, okay, let's look at this and see. And then, yeah, and everything you came back to me with was just like perfect really for me. So I went with yourself, and yeah, here we are.
Lovely. It's an absolutely beautiful book. Just in time for Christmas, people. Just in time.
Yeah.
Where can people buy your book, Trisha?
It's a lovely Christmas present, or birthday, or any kind of present.
Exactly. Where can people buy your book, Trisha?
It's all over like Amazon, all over the site.
Amazon's one, yes.
Everywhere.
So, everywhere, basically. Yeah.
I'm an Amazon shopper.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the different platforms there are the book platforms that you can buy it from, and eBay and yeah.
Brilliant. So yeah, depending where you're watching. Amazon is probably the biggest one, really. Amazon, Boyles, Barnes and Noble. Yeah. Just Google it, Shadow and Us. Exactly. But if on your Instagram, if people go to your bio, can people buy it there?
Yeah, it's on there as well.
There you go. Yes, so if you're watching on Instagram, follow.
I
know.
So yeah, I'm learning as well. As I go along, I'm learning as well.
If you're watching on Instagram, if you go to Shadow and Us, follow Trisha. In her bio, you can buy a link. There's a link. Obviously, I'm new to it. You can get a copy of her book. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I have put the link in the post. So, I mean, as you said, that you're new to all of this, and for people who, want to publish a book, what kind of insight can you give to them? Because quite often I think people think, they publish a book and that's it, it's out there. So what kind of new things have you learned or you're learning at this stage now the book is out?
Well, yeah, obviously I didn't think I'd ever be able to do it, but I have done it. It's been a long journey. It's been hard, ups and downs. But, if you keep with it and keep at it, you can get it there. And I'm actually now thinking of I've left the book open, so I could do another book after this. So I can I've got some more ideas, actually, that I want to follow on and get a next book out there. I'm going to try.
Amazing. Yeah. And you set up your social media page as well.
Yeah, I set up a social media page for it. Shared it with everyone, and people love it. So,
what's happening on the 31st, Patricia?
Oh yes, I'm joining you, aren't I?
You two are?
Yeah.
Tell us.
I'm joining you, yes. I'll be on the panel of authors.
So Trisha is launching her book alongside Jodie. Her book is actually on the shelf. I'm not going to grab it. It's right behind the banner there. So launching their books. We're doing an event on the 31st of October, Sunday 31st. Children's Lit, Diversity and Representation Matters, alongside 8 other authors and illustrators as well. Speaking about some of the stats I spoke about at the beginning of the show. Do you think, when you grew up, did you love reading, first of all, Trisha? Were you a bit of a book geek like me?
Not major, no, to be honest. But I did read my books. Obviously, mainly at school. I had a few at home that I enjoyed. Obviously, when I was younger, it was a lot of picture books when I was really small. And then, obviously, getting to more reading. Children love books. I've got loads of books at home as well. And my kids love reading. But, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a massive fan of reading books, but I do read books.
You weren't a lively buff like me. It's fine, just me then. But when you did read, did you find that there was sort of like a diverse characters in those books, or did you feel like it could be a little bit more diverse?
No, not when I was growing up. I wouldn't say No, not when I was growing up. But we've got 4 children and they've been through primary school, high school now as well. I do know it's more, when a bring books home, it's a bit more diverse now than it definitely was when I was younger. Yeah, they're picking up a bit now on that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When I looked at those stats, and now it's only 7% of main characters are from Black, Asian, minority ethnic backgrounds, and in 2018 it was only 1%.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, gosh, like when I grew up in the 80s, what would it have been then? 0.001.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true.
literally. So I mean, I think you're right. There is a plethora more books that feature a diverse set of characters, not just races or religions, and also abilities. There's a lot more.
Yeah, that's true as well. Definitely abilities as well. There wasn't really much back then, but now there is. You see like more characters like wheelchairs and normal really, but you just didn't see it back then. But you're seeing it more and more now, which is really
good. I think it's because there's a lot more independent publishers setting up as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people are self-publishing, publishing themselves now. And
and it will be real life, won't it? Most people are publishing what they've experienced and what they mirror image and things like that. So that's why, we need more as well.
Yes, more. Come on, be inspired. Patricia's done it over lockdown, wrote a book, created some art. I mean, do you ever see yourself illustrating any of your own books at all? Have you books moving forward?
You know what? My cousin was telling me why don't I do it, but I'm not at that level yet. I need to take it easy, take it slowly. But I might one day. Possibly. I'd love to.
I'm going to throw another thing you in here. Have you got anything that you want to share? Have you got anything around you now, or?
No, except for my book.
Okay. The book's enough, people. The book's enough. So maybe one day you might show us some of your artistry, because I think it sounds great.
You know what? I've not got my art stuff in. I should have. Yeah.
Next interview, maybe on the 31st. So, are your children inspired to maybe write? Do they enjoy writing and reading? Have it encouraged them to read at all?
They love reading, probably more than me actually when I was their age. But they love quiet time, sitting down and having a good read, and reading like a wide range of books as well. But they do love reading a lot, more than me. But
What I love about your book, at the back, if you can see, I'm showing on Instagram and on Facebook, is that you have a Q&A with the author. It's something that I don't remember seeing as a child either, and I really like that idea, because children can read it. Once they've read the book, they can actually read and start to understand the creation behind the book, and a little bit of an insight into yourself as well. What advice would you give someone who wants to start their own exciting new project? It's one of the questions.
I think just don't be scared, don't be afraid, just go for it. Got all your ideas, get them down, put them all together. You can even get help if you've got people around you that can help you out. Don't be scared to adventure out, and just get as much support as you can. Or even if you're doing it on your own, just go for it. Search Google's out there. You can get a lot of help. So just
go for it. It's true.
Go for it. Is my main.
Plethora of information out there on the internet.
Definitely.
So, what are your top 3 things that you've learned over lockdown? Your top 3 things that have stayed with you?
Learned over lockdown. Number 1 is my family. Concentrate on my family more, because you don't realise how you go off track a bit, and concentrate on work, this, that, bringing money in, and now just really busy, just too busy. I think it's just to slow down, to be honest, slow down and just concentrate on what's really important around you. Spend quality time with yourself. Find yourself really that might have got lost along the way. And enjoy life. Just enjoy life. Look after yourself and enjoy life.
I love that. So spend time with your family. What's important. Spend time with yourself.
That's it's really important to look after yourself really, because if you're not fitting well, you can't bring that to the people that are around you. You know what I mean? So you really need to be happy. Be happy inside and outside. Yeah.
You can't pour from an empty cup. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. Last question for you is, what is your biggest dream? Just dream big, like your biggest dream, your wildest dream. If you could do anything, what would it be?
Oh God, not parachuting anyway.
Oh no.
No,
Well, you might. I don't know. With it.
Who knows? Who knows? Biggest dream. Become a famous author. Why not?
Love it. Speak it into existence. Well, you've done the first step by actually creating your first book, Shadowy.
And illustrating on books and things like that will be, because I do enjoy art and stuff like that. So illustrate me on books as well. So
there you go. You heard it here first, people. You heard it here first, people. Illustrator and famous author. Watch this space. Please do follow Trisha at shadow_us, is it, on Instagram?
Yeah.
And where can they find your daughter's YouTube
channel? So it's Cool Sisters, and the number's 22 next to it. I need to put more videos in there. Not done anything for a while, but Shadowy knows there's two short videos in there of Shadowy knows 2 different stories. So next summer we might do another one. Who knows? If we get a nice summer.
Yes, so I'm looking forward to seeing some more videos. Trisha, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you again on the 31st. If you're watching and you would like to get a ticket to Children's, I can't remember what it's called now, Children's Lit Diversity and Representation Matters, click on the link in my bio on Facebook, or on, sorry, not on Facebook, on Instagram. If you're watching via LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, it's going to be in one of my posts, probably pinned at the top. So, or the website, www.tinyurl/CDP12345. I've tried to keep it as simple as possible. So we hope to see you there.
Get your tickets.
Get your ticket. It's a free event. Come and join in. There's a plethora of children's books, great ideas for Christmas, and join in the conversation. Can mainstream publishing be more diverse, and how can we continue, because we are, how can we continue to make change so that we can empower the younger generation? Have an absolutely beautiful evening. I have been Daniela Bleckner, speaking to the awesome and amazing
Trisha.
See you later. Bye. See you. There's going to be no broadcast next week. We'll be back the following week. Take care.